Hey guys, NBigN1 here. Today we're going to be doing something pretty cool. We're going to be checking out the annual Hyde Park Winter Wonderland, which is sort of the traveling fair carnival thing. It's really more than that. It's actually like a big, super big thing that has rides, food, music, shopping, ice rink, all sorts of Christmas stuff. Anyway, it sets up every year in the northeast corner of Hyde Park. You should see one of the rides testing over there right now. And as someone who's really into coasters and rides, I could not pass this up, being about maybe like a 5-10 minute walk from where I am studying abroad here in London through my university. So there's some really cool stuff here. We have Olympia Looping, which is the world's largest portable roller coaster. We have some other superlatives too, like XXL, which is the largest traveling swing ride. We have the largest portable Ferris wheel, largest portable drop tower, all sorts of really crazy European rides over here. So without further ado, we're gonna go check it out, look around and go on some of the rides. Due to COVID, they're using a staggered entry time system. So my entry time is between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. on Sunday here in November. So I believe that should give me a pretty not busy time. I mean, this is still one of the most popular Christmas attractions in London, but compared to like a Friday or Saturday night, I should have a little bit more freedom here to explore and kind of take it at my own pace and let you guys see as much of the good stuff as possible. The weather here is fantastic. This is an unseasonably sunny, blue sky day for London in November, which is going to make this even better. So we're going to go get checked in just about now. Here we go. We're going to be going in the green gate, which is the closest gate to where I am walking from. So we have some security up here, so we're going to go ahead and get through that. Here we are. That's pretty amazing. I believe that is the world's tallest portable drop tower. Got a spinning Wilde Maus over here. Looks to be a bunch of kiddie rides over here. Probably just meander around a little bit, see what's going on before we start going on any rides. I got tickets booked for Olympia Looping, obviously, and then Wilde Maus XXL, which is this over here, which is a pretty big non-spinning Wilde Maus. And then also Ice Mountain, which is an indoor Zamperla spinning Wilde Maus. I'll probably end up doing more than that. That's what I have pre-booked tickets for. Yeah, wow, this is really cool. It's pretty much a full-blown amusement park set up here. Crazy big fun house with all sorts of moving effects and stuff. Got a classic British helter-skelter slide here. First time I've seen one of these in person. Looks really cool and well taken care of. Oh my goodness, no way, the carousel bar. This looks like a literal bar to get drinks that is spinning like a carousel, and you sit on the horses. Let's see if we can get a closer look here. That's crazy. I might have to come back here later. Huge set of bumper cars, looks like. Pardon the sun. The sun's at a really weird angle here because we're so north and it's in winter. So like the highest the sun gets is like 30 degrees off the ground. It's really weird. Here's the Euro coaster, which I've heard a lot about. This is one of two Reverchon like inverted wild mice in the world. I don't have tickets for it, but I will momentarily. Might actually go ahead and make it the first ride of the day because I'm right here and there's no line. So honestly, let's check it out. Yeah, so I think that was actually a fun little ride. A lot of people were saying this was rough and pretty janky, and yeah, when it goes in those corners, it has this typical Wilde Maus janks, but I think that's part of the charm. Maybe I'm just kind of immune to slightly uncomfortable roller coasters because I also like the Toma SLCs, but that was not bad. The banks around the curves are pretty fun, and then the drops are pretty cool too. I'm also just a sucker for any sort of inverted coaster, so having an inverted rare Wilde Maus like this is right up my alley. So anyway, I'm glad I spent the extra money to do it, and yeah, solid ride. So in America, we have the Tilt-A-Whirl, but here in Europe, they have the Waltzer, which is their version of Tilt-A-Whirl. Usually kind of enclosed like this with like strobe lights, disco lights, and they're well known for having these like dudes that stand on the ride platform while it's moving that kind of push the car around. So you can see this guy, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, it's kind of dark in there, but there's one of the operators on the moving turntable, like swinging the car around with the people in it. And it's not going too crazy right now. Oftentimes you'll see these with like smoke machines and crazy loud music. Pretty tame because it's 10 a.m. in the morning here, just open, probably some kids on it. But cool to finally see one of these European style waltzers in person. It's got a huge alley of like street food here, both sides, as well as like some just Christmas themed gifts, really nicely themed to Christmas actually. All sort like these wooden buildings with the Christmas trees on top and the ornaments and everything. I'm sure this is really cool to see at night. Like this is a full-blown amusement park. Look at this. They set up this full wooden building over here. Like this is not here normally. This is all grass. Got a sort of Pepsi Max stage over here. What is in here? I'm curious. Looks like a giant fire pit. Maybe they like do barbecue here or something. I don't know. I'm honestly getting like Dollywood Christmas vibes from this, even though this is just a temporary fair. So it's really impressive. One of Winter Wonderland's flagships is its ice rink, which is over there surrounding that kind of gazebo. And I'm kind of down below here, so I can't really see the actual ice rink, but it's pretty big. It's like just like a giant circle that goes around that, and all these Christmas lights above it, so I'm sure it's gorgeous at night. I'm not one for ice skating, so I won't be participating, but it's cool to see, and I'm glad they have a super large ice skating rink here. Just realized that this fun house I was showing you guys earlier is so big, it has its own twisting drop tower on it. I've never seen a fun house with its own drop tower. That's crazy. Really cool though. We've got another giant fun house with a huge twisty slide at the end. Seen these on the internet before, but once again, never seen anything quite this big in person. It's really impressive. And then over here we have a spinning Wilde Maus. Been on many of these. There's another one I don't have tickets for, but I want to get the credit. It's themed to like a German beer girl, so that's kind of whack. Looks like it's some pretty good spinning on there.
Hody, 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 hey. Hody, 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 hey. Happy hour, middle of the night. Sexy, everyone's dancing, everyone's singing.
Anyway, I think I'll go for this one too. Why not? So yeah, that's your pretty standard Wilde Maus, although it does something cool here. Instead of having the typical Zamperla drop where it kind of just goes straight after this first drop, it has a very, starts spinning, and it banks. It goes around that bank thing over there. And also, or the rest of the ride is the same as like a Zamperla spinning Wilde Maus. But the thing that caught me most off guard was the lift hill. I don't know what the deal was, but that was the fastest accelerating lift hill I've ever experienced. It literally felt like what I imagined lightning rod to feel like. It started going up and it just went faster and faster and faster until I was gonna fly off the end. It just like literally feels like a launch up that lift hill, and then it stops right before you get to the top. Really weird, surprising. And honestly, I think it's smoother than most like Zamperla Wilde Maus. So like Wilde Maus to Beach Bend, it's got nothing on this. Definitely a better ride. Now I'm gonna check out the Bavarian Village, which I think is like a German-themed food and entertainment area. Once again, these really cool, like very permanent-looking structures, even though they're completely temporary. I don't know if these were made specifically for Winter Wonderland or if they're part of like the German fair circuit, but these are definitely the most impressive food stands I've ever seen at a traveling fair. Got some crepes here, chicken place. Got like a huge pavilion with a whole bunch of picnic tables so you can kind of get your food and eat there in the middle. Kind of reminds me of like the Fest House at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, where there's like all the food around and then the one central seating area in the pavilion. So if you've ever been there, kind of gives off that vibe. We'll keep meandering up here and see what we see. Churros, German beer. Got this huge, I guess, bar with like seating upstairs. Yeah, beer garden. Crazy big, like German sausage and bratwurst place over here. More beer. Noticing a common theme of beer here. Wow. Huge indoor eating area. Looks super cozy in there. Grilled salmon. A lot of good options here. I'll have to find something for lunch. I don't know if it'll be in the this Bavarian Village area or if I'll find something else. But definitely cool to see the amount of options they have. I just missed getting on video, but they do have a slingshot ride here. These guys just launched on it and are coming back down. And obviously behind it is the backside of Olympia Looping, the world's largest portable roller coaster. Probably can't see the colors on it because it's kind of silhouetted with the sky back there. I'm getting a little scared though. I have not seen a train run on it this morning. It was running like one train every 30 seconds yesterday, and I have not seen it cycle once, which is really worrying because that's why I'm here. That's the bucket list coaster of all bucket list coasters in terms of traveling fairs. So we'll give it some time. Hopefully it'll open up. In worst case scenario, I'll come back another day because this place is here through January and I have like 3 more weeks. And it'll be open by then, but I really would like to ride it today. And then over here, we have what I understand is the world's largest portable Ferris wheel. And it sure does look like it. I mean, it's not the London Eye, which is a couple miles away. But this reminds me of like the Ferris wheel at the island in Pigeon Forge, or a lot of these other pretty big observation wheels without being like super monstrous like the London Eye or something like that. It's really expensive and I've been on similar things, so I'm gonna pass on it, but it's definitely cool to see that set up here as a portable ride. I recant what I just said. Olympia Looping is operating. Looks to be maybe a tiny bit sluggish because it's the first thing in the morning and it's kind of cold. But again, I don't know, it is kind of hauling through those loops. But I'm going to say that for last just because that'll be the treat of the day. Still got maybe 3 more rides before then. But yeah, looking forward to it. All right, next up we're going to do Ice Mountain, which is an indoor spinning Wilde Maus with some cool lighting effects and some pitch black sections. So this will probably be one of the coolest Wilde Mice I've ever done. This is the first ride of the day that I actually have a pre-booked ticket for, so I won't have to go to the stand and buy a ticket. I'll just scan the QR code that I have on my phone. Yep, there goes the car right there. I believe this is like the exact layout as like the Beach Spin Wilde Maus. As you see the little dip section right here, and then obviously the big drop on the other side. So yeah, looking forward to this one as well. Yeah, wow, that was a lot of fun. It was more elaborate than I thought. It wasn't just dark in there, but there were like some animatronics and stuff and like a soundtrack to the whole thing. And that was definitely the most spinning Wilde Maus we've ever been on. And doing that in the dark with all sorts of strobes and stuff was really disorienting. This is the first time I've ever come off a Wilde Maus being like legitimately dizzy and kind of discombobulated. I loved it though. Definitely the best Wilde Maus I've ever been on. Really cool like lights and stuff in there. And it was just cool doing it in the dark. And then this whole elaborately themed building with like this pond out here, I guess, and like the wooden queue line and all that. Yeah, definitely a standout and probably the best traveling coaster I've ever done besides that over there, which we're gonna do soon enough. Just got some more random rides over here. Looks like we got a regular sized like KMG freak out fireball thing. Yeah, I might do this one depending on if I want to do any flat rides later. We do have, I can't see over here, but they have what's called the XXL, which is, once again, from what I understand, is the largest portable like pendulum ride, which just looks insane. But yeah, this is a pretty more standard size one. More bumper cars. We got a wacky worm, just classic layout over here, literally called Family Coaster. As much as I want the credits, I'm not going to spend money on it because these rides are really expensive. Like it'd probably be like £5 to go on this, which is about $7.50. So I'm not going to pay $7.50 to ride a wacky worm. Got a circus-themed bar. Got a Dumbo ride for the kids. Swing set. One of those gondola type rides that kind of just goes up and swings back and forth. And over here they have a really big circus tent, and evidently they do some really cool circus shows in here. That is something that's pay extra for. Pretty much everything here is upcharged. You gotta pay per ride, per food, per show, all that. So I'm gonna pass on the circus. I don't even think they're doing it anytime soon anyway. Crazy fun house called Magic Circus. This is definitely like a circus themed area. They're actually having some like theming. There's like the Bavarian Village, the Christmas area, the circus area. Really cool. Got one of these bouncy style flat rides, literally called the Yeti ride. The big Yeti in the middle, and it's the Yeti ride. We got another carousel bar. That's crazy. I did not know it was a thing until I came here. What else? What else can I showcase over here? Santaland. Who needs to go to Holiday World in the States when you have Santaland here at Winter Wonderland? Looks to be a bunch of consistently themed Christmas stuff. And over here we actually have the ice slides. Those are another flagship attraction at Winter Wonderland. There they go. You can pay a lot of money to slide down literal ice. Ah, nice. We have a Christmas themed scrambler. Definitely the best themed scrambler I've ever seen. Looks cool. One of these tower swing rides. We get those at the fairs back home quite a bit. And I have a dilemma over here. I have another spinning Wilde Maus. The same layout as the Beach Spin 1, the same layout as Ice Mountain. Do I do it? Do I pay like $10 to ride this spinning coaster? You know what? I'm looking at it right now. I don't think I am. That's a lot of money to justify for a variation of a ride I've already ridden like 2 of today. The Heidi one was literally this, but it looks like this is a worse version, and then obviously Ice Mountain being inside. So yeah, we'll take a look at it. This is the very classic spinning Wilde Maus layouts, but I don't think I'm going to ride it today. Got some crazy contraption here. It's one of those swing rides that goes all the way around. I will not be partaking in this, but it's fun to watch. I think it's called, what did I say, Atmosphere. Check out this really weird suspended haunted house. Looks like your classic kind of portable haunted house, but your feet dangle and it's like suspended. I've never seen that before. Looks really elaborate too. Over here we have something called the skate jumper. which looks ridiculous. I hope you guys can see that. I know the sky is kind of weird. Over here we have an orbiter called, I can't read that sign. I don't know what it's called. Aeronaut, maybe? Yeah, aeronaut. This looks to be the more intense new style of orbiter. Those are fun, but pretty not really. Here's XXL down here. I don't think I'll catch it in a cycle, but you can take a look anyway. Yeah. So it's one of these swing rides, but huge. Anyway, I think that it's time for this. Wow. Looks like these loops have been repainted recently. They're very bright. The actual red track, though, not so much. But anyway, this is Anton Schwarzkopf's masterpiece, his final big looping coaster. 5 inversions, super intense because of the circular style of loops. Long ride, over 100 feet tall. I'm really excited for this. This has been a coaster I've seen and known about for many, many years. And it's time to finally ride it. I'll say a couple things real quick. First of all, they're running 7-car trains, which is not what this coaster usually does. Usually runs in Germany with 5-car trains, which makes it go a little bit faster. But for Winter Wonderland capacity needs, it runs with 7-car trains. Even though they're doing that, though, it appears they're running 1 train this morning, which is kind of unusual. I believe this can run, this is just hearsay on the internet, up to 5 trains. Because of there's a lot of block zones and a long brake run. So this can run 5 trains, but today they're running just 1. Let's do it. While we wait in line, here goes XXL. Once again, I'm sure this is a silhouette because of the bright sky. But wow, that is really high up there. Certainly an impressive. Here we are in the station for Olympia Looping. I'll also mention that it's called Munich Looping here because they don't want to. Wow, there it goes. Anyway, they don't want to associate with the 2012 London Olympics that happened here, so they named it Munich Looping because it's like in Germany, and it's branded as the very famous Oktoberfest roller coaster. So yeah, that's what they're calling it. Bring me on the next cycle. There's like a station wait for it. So yeah, here we go. Holy crap, guys. That lived up to the hype. That was crazy. It was intense as expected. I'm a little bit nauseous right now. Those loops are not messing around. They're so smooth though. One of the smoothest coasters I've ever been on. So much fun, just pure fun. Super long layout. Honestly, grayed out a little bit on the loops. The only problem was though, they have these, I think they're called like the accordion restraints. If you've seen like the Big Apple coaster in Vegas, it has those that kind of come down over your shoulders and press down. And they kind of tighten up during the loops, so it kind of starts hurting your shoulders a little bit. Other than that, I mean, this might be like a, I don't know, maybe like top 5, maybe not top 5, maybe like within the top 10 coasters for me. I mean, I have not been on too many coasters, but this is definitely a top tier one, and I'll probably spend another like 9 pounds to ride it again. Airborne. This is one of those huge, gigantic, like towers. I think they're called like skyscraper rides you see in like like adrenaline thrill parks in like super touristy areas like Destin or Panama City Beach, Florida. There's a traveling version here. Looks like they're having some trouble with it. They got like some maintenance guys up there working on their restraints, so I don't think we'll see it operate. Anyway, for right now, before I take another ride on Olympia Looping, I'm gonna go knock out my last pre-booked roller coaster, Wilde Maus XXL. Well, I gotta say this coaster wins in terms of presentation. Definitely like the biggest sign I've ever seen. We got these like fountains and water features, and then we have like a freaking fun house we get to walk through in the queue lines. So that'll be fun. But yeah, it's really big. Definitely like one of the largest of this style of ride. It's a non-spinning Wilde Maus. That'll be a good change up from the two that I've already done here today. So yeah, we're gonna give it a ride. So this car in front of us just tried to go up the lift hill and it didn't work, so they pushed it back into the station. We got a full line of people here waiting. I think they're trying to swap out the front car for another car, or maybe they're just adding a car. I'm not sure because it's getting busy. Oh, I think that's what they're doing. They're just adding another car. Anyway, I was kind of confused there. Anyway, looks like Chuck E. Cheese. We should be going here any second. Yeah, that was fun. It definitely lived up to the Wilde Maus name. Those drops were the main surprise. Look at this guy going down right here. Got a little bit of that stomach drop feeling, honestly. It's kind of unexpected. But the turns were fun. Longer ride than most Wilde Mice. And yeah, worth it. So I think the last thing I'm gonna do, I don't think I'm gonna go on any flat rides or anything, just because everything here is really expensive. But I'm gonna go splurge one more time on one more ride on Olympia Looping, then get some lunch, and then I'll probably call it a day. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ride in the very back of a very intense switched off coaster. We'll see how this goes. Guys, it's so good. Oh, that's amazing. Sat in the back row that time. The loops were like twice as intense. It's crazy. Really hurt my shoulders that time though, because like being in the back, the restraints came out even more, so like my shoulders are pretty much crushed. Like a lot of rides are known to like crush your legs, but this one crushes your shoulders, which is really not fun when you're sitting on the brake run. Yeah, I kind of have a headache now, which is, I think, 2 rides is gonna be the perfect amount. One in the front, one in the back. But yeah, classic's a classic for a reason. This ride's pretty legendary. Let's watch it come out of the station here. Anyway, that's it. Olympia Looping. I think I'm gonna cut it here. I'm gonna go get some food, but I don't really feel like filming during all that. So Winter Wonderland, it's amazing. It's an amazing event they do here every year. Really impressed. Like, this is more impressive than some amusement parks I've been to. I mean, this blows Beach Bend and Lake Winnie out of the water. Yeah, if you're ever in London in wintertime, highly recommend coming here, getting a ride on Olympia Looping. And yeah, that'll be it.